Alright, first grade, so now it's time for some details. So, again, we have our seasonal landscapes that we're working on. We painted our sky, we painted our backgrounds. If something's further away, it's darker, we talked about that. And our entire ground is painted, and it's about a third of our entire paper. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you guys is that buildings are set into the ground, and people are in the ground. So, if this is my ground line back here, this tent is in the ground. It's not floating on the edge. If I look over here, the actual line is the ground line is behind the house, and it's behind the tree. The tree isn't just floating on the edge. And it's the same thing here. It's in the grass, and the grass is growing up around it. So when you are drawing in your details, you are going to draw them in chalk, and you need to make sure they're going to go into your ground. So if I'm going to draw a house here, it's important before you start drawing details that your background is actually dry. So I'm going to start drawing a house here. Maybe this house has a garage that goes this way. Maybe it has a roof that goes out like that. There's a front door, a little path, and then it has some windows. Now you can see that because I didn't have it all the way dry right there, it's starting to kind of move. The paint's moving somewhere that I don't want it. Okay, this house has a chimney over here. Okay, so I have a detail there, and then maybe there are some trees over here. And since it's winter time, would there be big, fluffy treetops? No, there's going to be like twigs coming out. And like the branches coming out. And it's winter time. Okay, and so maybe there's another tree over here, and this one's going to be farther away, so it's going to be smaller. So if something gets farther away, it gets smaller. So this tree, because it's bigger, is closer to us, and this tree, because it's smaller, is farther away from us. So if I want to draw one more tree, and I'm going to draw it close, it has to be bigger. I can draw my trees so that they're overlapping each other. Maybe it's close to the house. Okay, so that's my last tree. And then other details, because this is a place that you like to go with your family. So for me, there's a stop sign right here because there's a road, so pedestrians don't get hurt. So there's a stop sign. And then, what else is there? There are maybe some people that can be, and if there are people in your picture, or when you go to do people in your picture, you do them last, so don't do them yet. So I think that's it for my details that I'm going to add to my picture. So now we're going to paint them in. So that was drawing the details, making sure that they're set inside. So again, remember, ground line is behind the tree, ground line is behind the tree, ground line is behind the house, okay? So now painting them in. So you're going to pick a little bit smaller paintbrush. So we used this for the ground, and now this is just a little bit smaller, not a tiny super detail brush. And you're going to paint in the base color. So I'm not going to paint in all those windows. I'm actually just going to paint the house in a base color. So let me grab some paint.